Welcome to Kevin at 7, where we help you find your superpowers. You can master getting yes without the BS. You want to make today powerful, you seize it. What is the faith vortex? Well, the faith vortex is your faith. What do you believe? What do you believe? And I'm not talking about just like religious, what you believe about God. I'm talking about every belief that you have, because the beliefs that you have shape reality. The beliefs that you have are reality, right? What do you believe? Because what you believe more than anything else is going to shape the decisions that you make, the actions that you take, and the results that you're going to get. Period. End of story. It is what I call the faith vortex. No matter how good of a business model you have, no matter how powerful it is, it will not work for you if you don't believe. If you don't believe, it will not work, because your beliefs are going to determine your thoughts. They're going to determine your attitudes. They're going to determine your decisions. They're going to determine your actions, which ultimately determine your outcomes, your destiny. So your belief is everything. So here's how this connects to real estate, because guys, there's so many principles that determine success or failure. And I'm going to tell you, it is the principles that you understand, believe, and embrace that are going to determine the level and amount of success that you have in your life. You see, I grew up in a mobile home. Came from very humble beginnings. And I'm going to say I grew up in America. Now, this is going to upset some of you, and some of you will argue with this. This is not politically correct. I grew up poor. I grew up poor. And when I say I grew up poor, what I mean was, compared to the opportunities around us, we missed out on most of the opportunities. So I believe I grew up poor. I grew up in a world of scarcity mentality. My job on these Kevin at 7s is to brainwash you. Every one of you. I'm letting you know right now, I am intentionally doing everything I can to brainwash you, because your brains just flat out need washing. You understand? Your brain needs washing because it's dirty. It's full of crap. It's full of crap that you've been fed by other people, by negative people, by negativity, by doubt, self-doubt, by limiting beliefs. Your brain is filthy. It is so crudted up that it needs a power wash. Come to W Listing Power Training Camp, wlistingpower.com/live 2019, and you're going to get a power washed brain, and you'll come out with more power than you ever imagined possible. When I started selling real estate in Dallas Fort Worth, it was back in 1998. I was just in my early 30s, and my dad told me something very interesting one day. They were there to visit us, and my dad said, yeah, you probably don't know this, but one of your distant uncles or cousins or someone lives in Colleyville, Texas. Now, what I knew about Colleyville, Texas, he said he lived for years in Colleyville. He lives in Colleyville. And I'm like, really? Yeah. And I'm like, because see, Colleyville is where the rich people lived. Colleyville is the luxury market. Okay, that's the high end. Colleyville, South Lake. It's like that's where all the wealthy people in the Dallas Fort Worth, Tarrant County side, the Fort Worth side live, is there. And I'm like, wow, I have a relative that lives in Colleyville. With that, my little 34-year-old brain was going like, wow, I have a rich uncle. That's what I was thinking. I got a rich uncle. I didn't know this. I had no idea that I had a rich uncle. See, that was kept a secret in our family, because we wanted to make sure that nobody in our family knew that there was somebody in our family who was filthy rich, because that was filthy. See, to be rich was wrong. And it was just a scarcity mindset. And I'm like, wow. But what my dad told me that I do remember clearly was he was the founder of the overhead door company. Now, every single one of you have benefited in your life. If you live in the United States, almost every single one of you in your life have benefited from the overhead door company, because either your garage or the garages of some of the houses you've sold are overhead doors built by the overhead door company. Now today there's all kind of competitors and all that, but the overhead door company was the original overhead door, the garage doors that used to garage doors open like this. That's how they opened, on hinges. Okay, and then they had some that opened like airplane hangars where they on rollers and they slid over. Well, that took up space, and this guy came up with this idea of a door that would open up and go overhead so you didn't lose any space. And he founded the overhead door company, which made him a filthy rich multi-millionaire back. This was back in like the, 30s or 40s. This guy was an old man living in Colleyville. Now, here's a principle, a belief, that you look at your friends and you're looking at your future. If you want to elevate your thinking, you want to elevate your level of success, then one of the secrets is get around people who are more successful than you. Get into their life, become friends with them, build relationships with them. I could have brought him at least into my personal circle. This guy in Colleyville, which was like the dream market for me, that was the luxury market, and I had a family member there. All I had to do was call him. Go knock on his door and say, I'm your long lost nephew. I'm the black sheep that actually came out and searched for the evil rich uncle. It was not evil at all. But that was just our perception of, you have a lot of money, you got to be kind of greedy or self-centered or materialistic or worldly or something that was evil. I would not go do it because I did not feel worthy. I was scared. I was too afraid. I felt too unworthy to go knock on the door of a multimillionaire who happened to be family, because I didn't think I was worthy. Just little old me. How many of you have been there and you've allowed your self-doubt and your fear to stop you from doing things that could have changed your life? Like, why didn't I go talk to him? Why was I afraid? Because I didn't feel worthy. I remember the fear. That made me I never tried to find him. I never reached out for him or anything like that. Like, whoa. You think too small. You have self-doubt. So I'm going to tell you right now, that is what stops you. Probably more than anything else. And at Double Your Listing Power Training Camp this year, we're going to dive deep into your psyche, and we are going to do some major surgery to eliminate that crap, to eliminate that crud, that self-doubt, that feeling of inferiority, that feeling of a lack of, that you don't have self-worth, that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. You, my friend, are worthy. And here's the thing. See, your belief is what's attracting everything into your life. It is the faith vortex. Everything you believe is what's attracting into your life. And the problem is, you don't believe it, you know it. You see, back in the 1500s and the 1400s, people didn't believe the world was flat. That is not what they believed. They knew it was flat. People didn't believe the world was flat. They knew the world was flat. It was a fact. It was irrefutable, and they could prove it. People didn't believe that it was impossible to run a sub 4-minute mile. They knew you couldn't do it. It was a fact. It wasn't a belief, it was knowledge. It was a known fact until somebody did it. And then all of a sudden they went, whoa, like a blinding flash of light, and they changed what they knew. They changed their belief. You see, when you believe something, that belief becomes your fact. It becomes your reality, and that reality determines how you behave, how you think, how you decide, who you talk to, who you associate with, what you attract into your life or you don't attract into your life. You want to change your life? Change what you believe. You change what you believe. The first thing is change what you believe about yourself. And I'm more committed to your success. And I got to tell you the absolute truth about how you win in life. And what you believe is what you will receive 100% of the time.